So you feel pretty attached to the land out here?
Sure do. We're one of the first homesteaders to have the original homestead. Us and a neighbor are the only two.
The others have turned over.
Others have turned it over, yes. Cashed it out.
Yeah.
It was beastly cold.
And how'd you keep that house?
It's a great big pot-bellied stove.
So there were two stoves or just one stove?
Kitchen stove and then
The potbelly stove.
the big pot-bellied heatilator in the living room.
And did that keep the house warm?
We'd have to, in our bedroom, we'd have to chop the ice off of our drinking glass. That's no lie. I slept upstairs and it was so cold, Mom would heat some big boulder rocks to put in the bed to keep it warm.
Amazing, isn't it? And your parents slept downstairs?
My earliest memories would be Dad opening and shutting the stove, putting fresh wood in.
And you had to go fetch wood. That was one of your first jobs, huh? But who chopped it?
Then we would get a wagon box load of coal from the mines down here at Hound Creek. Get one wagon box full of coal and put it in the coal shed. That would last all winter for the cook stove, mostly.
And the wood, just to get the fire going, you would just chop out in the coulee, or?
Yeah. Would be dead branches, trimmings from the big trees. Yeah. It seemed like the Lord was telling us we got to get more income off of this ranch. And the only thing Dad had that was of value was a Springfield rifle. And he traded that to a neighbor for 50 sheep, I believe it was. And then it was my job to herd those sheep, keep them out of the hay fields. Oh, that was a thankless job. Then our neighbor had a few sheep, and he was supposed to fix half of the fence and us half, but he would never fix any on his side.
And then what would you do with the sheep? You'd
We sold the lambs
Did you?
to the Glacier Park Company, and they would have fat lamb for their holidays.
and then would you shear them, the rest of them?
Yeah, the rest of them we'd shear, hire a crew to come in. They'd hand shear them. I can't imagine how they could have enough strength to run those clippers, hand clippers. And they'd put them in, tie them in, each fleece would be tied with twine, string, and I don't know how they could. Dad would put that in great big wool sacks and tamp it by hand. He'd jump up and down in that, and they'd be maybe 10, 12 feet long by 3 foot across. Pretty big wool sacks. But that wool would go to Great Falls, then they'd send it down to Fort Logan, Utah. And I think this blanket right here is a blanket from some of the Smiley sheep.
Oh, is that right?
But it's a pretty
Yeah.
yard with the really pretty trees. You know, this was the old cabin, but that's the oldest that Tyree Hubbard lived in. But see how it's backed into the
Oh, yeah. Wow, that's pretty
ancient. Huh?
pretty raw, yeah. And it's now, but I'm a little lost. This is before they moved the house.
Yeah,
So there was someone living here.
yeah, there was.